When James was 3 months old, his father and sisters left their house. By the time he was 3 years, he realized that they were never going to return back. James was living with his mother, whom we are going to call Mary, and his uncle, his mother's brother, will call him Matthew. He found it strange that no one ever visited them, and he never had any friends. At the age of 12, James asked his mother why their lives seemed strange and why no one wanted to associate with them. James' mother Mary tells her story, how it all began. Mary and his brother Matthew were the only children of a rich chief in their village. When their father passed away, in order to secure their properties, Mary started looking for protection. It was very common in an African culture for relatives to get all the belongings of the deceased, and Mary wanted to protect those properties. After the death of her father, she became so desperate to get married from someone who comes from a strong family, so that she would be able to receive the protection she needed. By the grace of God, a man from a prominent and strong family had an eye for her. We'll call this man Mukosa. Mukosa had 7 sisters, and his only brother had passed away. Mary and Mukosa started dating, but both of them had ulterior motives. Now Mary thinks, by ending up marrying Mukosa she will receive the protection she needed. And Mukosa, the only remaining living son of a prime minister, thinks by ending up marrying a young beautiful Mary, he will have sons who will be heir apparent to the throne and carry on with the family name. Mary and Mukosa get married. Mary gets pregnant for the first child, turns out to be a baby girl. The second and third child also turns out to be girls. And now she is pregnant with her 4th child. The family, chiefs and the tribe label her as a waste. In their tribe, if a woman gives birth to only female children, it is considered to be the same as not having children at all. Only male children were considered important, for they are heir apparent and do carry the family name. So in desperation, Mary tries to look for solutions in different parts of the nation. She visits different witch doctors' altars where she is promised of having a son, but to no avail. This time she now has 6 daughters, and she is on the verge of losing her marriage if she doesn't give birth to a son, and her life would be a waste. In search of having a son, she made a lot of sacrifices. She has sold almost all her properties, and has visited a lot of witch doctors' altars, both within and in neighboring countries. Seems like luck is now on her side. Someone tells her that she can help her. She gives her a Tanzanian address, telling her that she will get the help she needs from there. Mary was to go to northern Tanzania, in a particular forest. So she went. When she arrived at the given address, they tell her to undress and was to stay naked in the forest for 7 days. This was a cleansing ritual which everybody who goes there passes through. Note here, that was the king of darkness, but they understand the principle of consecration. So they tell Mary to stay in the forest for 7 days. It was very cold and without anything to eat, only eating leaves and wild fruits if she is lucky enough to come across any. She had to pass through this ritual in order to appear before the chief priest, who happens to be a woman. This chief priest only had one big breast in the middle of her chest. The witch chief priest lived in that forest, and was the witch chief priest for the entire continent of Africa. She was the witch chief priest for all the witches, wizards and sorcerers. Even leaders and politicians could go to her to get powers. It is now past the 7th day, and Mary asked to appear to the witch chief priest. When she appeared to her, the witch chief priest looked at her and said, "Go away, I will not help you." Remember, after spending several terrible days in the forest, she has to walk away empty-handed. As she was walking away, she looked in the sky and saw a sign. She just felt something telling her that she will have a son. So she goes back to the starting point, and tells them that she wants to try again. And they tell her that she has to go through the same ritual again, so she went through the ritual, making it 14 days. The second time she appears, the witch chief priest says to her, "You are back." Mary responds back, "I am back, but you need to help me." The witch chief priest says, I am going to help you, but I can see in the spirit you have a son, he is very far in the rocks. And there is a strange star on him, if I bring him out it will be a problem to our powers. But if you accept these terms of sacrifices and conditions, we shall bring him. Mary agreed. She then went back to her village. To her surprise, she conceived and gave birth to a baby boy. So it is 1975, around that time they had no good transportation in Africa. But Mary has to travel about 300 kilometers to fulfill her pledge. The journey was a country away. As surprising as it may sound, Mary managed to reach the forest before dawn. And they knew she was coming. This time she did not go through the ritual, but she found people dressed like they were there for a wedding ceremony. She did not realize that her son, the baby, was the one being married to a 60-year-old witch chief priest of the continent of Africa. The wedding was conducted by the witches of the continent, and the bishop of the diocese also came to conduct the wedding. And along the way, you will see how this bishop played a role in James' life.